On December 28, 2025, a quiet Sunday morning in Hammonton, New Jersey, began like any other. The town, known for its close-knit community and peaceful streets, was still wrapped in the calm of the holiday season. Families were enjoying breakfast, children played in their yards, and the air was filled with the anticipation of the new year just days away. But that tranquility was shattered in an instant when two helicopters, both on routine flights, collided mid-air above the town. The sound of the impact echoed for miles, breaking the silence and sending shockwaves through the community. The crash occurred around 11:30 a.m., turning what should have been a peaceful holiday morning into a scene of chaos and confusion. Debris rained down over several blocks, and thick smoke billowed into the winter sky, visible from nearly every corner of Hammonton. Within moments, the town's sense of safety was replaced by fear and uncertainty. Residents were stunned by the sudden, violent impact. Many rushed outside, looking up in disbelief as the helicopters spiraled down in separate directions. Emergency calls flooded local dispatchers, with neighbors frantically trying to describe what they had just witnessed. The sense of disbelief was palpable, as people struggled to comprehend the disaster unfolding above their homes. Sirens soon replaced the calm, echoing through the streets as fire trucks, police cars, and ambulances raced toward the two distinct crash sites. First responders faced a daunting task, navigating blocked roads and panicked crowds to reach the wreckage as quickly as possible. Firefighters and paramedics worked tirelessly, searching the crash sites for survivors and doing everything they could to secure the area. Their training and courage were put to the test as they braved dangerous conditions, not knowing what they might find among the twisted metal and burning debris. Meanwhile, the community gathered in small groups, anxiously awaiting any news about the pilots and the cause of the disaster. Parents held their children close, neighbors comforted one another, and everyone hoped for a miracle. The uncertainty weighed heavily on the town, as rumors and questions spread quickly. The tragedy cast a long shadow over what should have been a joyful holiday season. Festive decorations now seemed out of place, and families who had been celebrating just hours before found themselves mourning and searching for answers. It was a stark reminder of how quickly life can change, and how fragile our sense of normalcy truly is. As the smoke cleared, attention turned to the investigation. Teams from the National Transportation Safety Board arrived to examine the wreckage, determined to uncover what went wrong and how such a tragedy could be prevented in the future. For Hammonton, the road to healing would be long, but the search for answers had just begun. At the heart of this tragedy was a catastrophic mid-air collision, an event that unfolded in mere seconds, but whose consequences would echo for years to come. The skies above Hammonton, New Jersey were clear that day, but fate had other plans. According to the F.A.A., two helicopters, an Enstrom F-28A and an Enstrom F-28A, were both flying routine paths over the rural landscape. These were small, agile aircraft, often used for training and private flights. But as they approached each other, a critical miscalculation or momentary lapse in awareness led to disaster. The collision was sudden and violent. Both helicopters, lightweight and vulnerable, were instantly crippled by the impact. Their rotors, essential for flight, were shattered, sending debris flying and robbing the pilots of any hope of regaining control. In the chaos, vital systems failed, and the aircraft began to fall from the sky. Eyewitnesses on the ground described a horrifying scene. One helicopter spiraled uncontrollably, spinning as it lost altitude, while the other plummeted almost vertically, trailing smoke and fragments. The laws of physics offered no mercy. Once the rotors were gone, there was nothing to slow their descent. The helicopters crashed in separate locations, amplifying the chaos. One erupted in a fireball upon impact, flames consuming the wreckage and sending thick black smoke into the sky. The other was torn apart, its debris scattered across a wide area, making it difficult for rescuers to even locate all the pieces. The devastation was immediate and total. First responders rushed to the scenes, but the intense heat and scattered debris made rescue efforts perilous. Every second counted, yet the danger was everywhere: burning wreckage, leaking fuel, and the possibility of further explosions. Investigators quickly noted the similarities between the two helicopters. Both were of comparable size and type, raising questions about visibility, flight paths, and communication. These factors would become central to understanding how such a collision could occur in open airspace. The final moments of the flight were brutal and unforgiving, ending in fiery destruction and heartbreak for families, friends, and the entire aviation community. The scars left by this tragedy would not soon fade, serving as a somber reminder of the risks inherent in flight. Emergency crews arrived to scenes of utter devastation. One helicopter was engulfed in flames, sending black smoke skyward as firefighters battled the intense blaze. Firefighters, police, and EMTs coordinated to secure both crash sites, extinguish fires, and search for survivors. Toxic smoke and the risk of explosions made their work dangerous and urgent. Police cordoned off the area, preserving evidence for investigators. Medical teams stood ready, but the grim reality quickly set in. The professionalism and bravery of first responders brought order to chaos, beginning the difficult process of recovery. For Hammonton residents, the disaster unfolded in real time. A sudden, sharp bang drew eyes skyward to the horrifying sight of helicopters falling from the sky. Eyewitnesses described one aircraft spiraling, debris raining down, and a plume of smoke rising moments later. Many called 911, their quick reports helping guide emergency crews. The emotional impact was profound. Shock, disbelief, and sadness rippled through the community. Parents struggled to explain the tragedy to their children. The shared experience united neighbors in grief and concern. These first-hand accounts paint a vivid human picture of the disaster. At the center of this tragedy are the two pilots, each flying alone, each facing unimaginable peril. One pilot lost their life in the fiery wreckage, the other was found critically injured and rushed to the hospital. The aviation community mourns the loss and rallies around the survivor, whose recovery will be long and difficult. Behind every pilot is a family and a network of friends now forever changed. The crash leaves one family grieving and another anxiously hoping for recovery. This accident is a sobering reminder of the risks aviators face. As the investigation continues, the human cost remains at the forefront. This story is about more than machines. It's about lives forever altered in an instant. The helicopters involved in this incident were both Enstrom models, specifically the F-28A and the 280C. These aircraft are well known in the aviation community for their reliability and versatility, making them a common sight at flight schools and among private owners. The F-28A and 280C are light single-engine helicopters, often chosen for their ease of handling and relatively low operating costs. Their popularity stems from their suitability for both training new pilots and providing affordable personal transportation. Their compact size and impressive maneuverability make them favorites among pilots who need to operate in tight spaces or perform precision flying. These characteristics are especially valued during flight instruction, where responsiveness and control are essential. However, these same features can also present challenges. In busy airspace, their small profile makes them harder to spot, both from the ground and by other pilots, increasing the risk of mid-air conflicts. As part of the investigation, experts will thoroughly examine the helicopter's maintenance records and mechanical systems. They'll look for any signs of mechanical failure, overlooked repairs, or irregularities in the service history that could have contributed to the accident. But in most mid-air collisions, the focus often shifts to the actions of the pilots and their situational awareness. Investigators will analyze cockpit procedures, communication, and decision-making in the moments leading up to the crash. The principle of see and avoid is fundamental in visual flight operations. Pilots are trained to constantly scan the sky, identify potential hazards, and take evasive action if necessary. Understanding why this principle failed in this case is a key question for investigators. Did weather, distraction, or visibility play a role? Or were there other factors at play? Wreckage from both helicopters will be meticulously analyzed for clues. Investigators will look for paint transfers, impact marks, and any evidence of control system failures that might reveal how the collision occurred. Every piece of debris, no matter how small, is carefully cataloged and examined. These fragments help reconstruct the sequence of events, providing a clearer picture of what happened in the final moments before impact. Understanding exactly what happened to these two machines is the first step toward preventing similar tragedies in the future. Each detail uncovered brings investigators closer to answers that could save lives. The investigation will leave no detail unexamined, as every answer found here could help make the skies safer for everyone. In the digital age, the Hammonton crash was captured instantly by bystanders with smartphones. Videos and photos flooded platforms like X, Facebook, and Instagram, showing the helicopter's final moments and the aftermath. These posts spread news faster than official sources, providing dramatic, real-time images and information. Social media became a hub for community updates, concern, and, at times, misinformation. Authorities used their own channels to correct rumors and share verified facts. For investigators, these digital records are invaluable, offering flight paths, angles, and timing not captured elsewhere. The NTSB often requests public submissions of photos and videos to aid their work. The digital footprint of this tragedy will help piece together exactly what happened. The cause of the Hammonton collision remains unknown as the investigation begins. Investigators will examine human factors, pilot actions, communication, and possible distractions. Environmental conditions, like sun glare or airspace congestion, will be scrutinized. Mechanical failure, though less likely, won't be ruled out until the wreckage is fully analyzed. Every detail, weather, flight paths, and aircraft systems, will be considered. Only by examining human, environmental, and mechanical factors can the true cause be found. The search for answers is just beginning. With the emergency response over, the federal investigation is underway. The F.A.A. and NTSB are leading the effort, with the NTSB as the primary agency. Investigators are documenting crash sites, interviewing witnesses, and collecting radar and communication data. The wreckage will be transported for detailed analysis, and pilot and maintenance records will be reviewed. The NTSB's mission is to find the cause and recommend safety improvements, not assign blame. A preliminary report will be released in weeks, but the final detailed findings may take a year or more. For Hammonton and the families affected, the wait for answers is difficult but necessary. The ultimate goal, to make the skies safer for everyone.